Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to The Hunter and the Beast, where today we are putting the drowned away once and for all, I have to imagine. Which means finally, this undead paladin can stop haunting my land, and we can maybe get to the business of, building an actual functional economy. So, we gotta make it to Titan Peak, and it would be nice... Oh, okay. What I was about to say is it would be nice if we could make it there quickly, so that they don't have time to build up a new army. Apparently, we have so many campaign movement bonuses stacked that we can do this in a single turn, which is exactly the kind of reason that I am always stacking campaign movement bonuses. So they do have an army already. Okay, but it's not much of one. Oh, can we not make it? No, we're totally fine. Yeah, they have an army already, but it's not much of one. They got a couple of bloated corpses. It's going to be pretty important to make sure that we blow those guys up with some arrow fire. They have some animated hulks, which are totally fine units. Not super good against massed ranged fire. Anything that is large, and those guys are they are large units. Anything that is large has a real hard time with massed ranged fire. And fortunately, our huntsmen have pretty decent armor piercing and stuff. We're ready for this. We are ready for this kind of enemy. They do have a couple of units of rifles, and we'll have to be a little bit wary of those. Those rifle units really do just project a wall of lead, but we can take advantage of the terrain, and this is going to be similar. This is going to be similar to the battles, the last couple of battles that we fought, but we still do have to do it manually, I think, because we are in a place where we really can't afford to recruit new troops. We have to be pretty careful. Are we just starting right up on top of our enemies? I kind of think so. I think that might be the move. So you notice the ground is very lumpy here. That's probably really good for us. Maybe what we want to do is go 3 units of huntsmen on this side and 3 units of huntsmen over here behind this hill. Because we can fire over uneven terrain, but our opponents cannot. And then, just kind of stretch through the middle and be ready to make havoc occur. We should probably actually control group these just so that I can target them quickly and easily. We haven't gotten to see Hertvig do a ton of stuff in actual combat yet. I'm excited to see some of that. We need to put our gunpowder man in a place where he will be able to fire down onto the enemies. Unfortunately, that may also mean that he gets shot at a lot, but the undead dudes do not shoot very accurately. And so against single small units like heroes, they're actually not very powerful. Alright. What is your setup? So we got to make sure we get these bloated corpses out of here with the quickness. We also need to deal with those bats. I think the bloated corpse maybe can just be a hero problem. Just have the heroes on this side focus on them, and then the other one... Ooh, the other one's sort of in the middle. That's tricky. Let's try to get him. We're not going to march people forward just yet. We are going to go ahead and throw out an Awakening of the Wood right on top of him. Just try to keep this part of the line slowed down. We could have Marcus go for the snipe shot. You know what? It'll probably be long enough before we need to use it again. Let's see if we can get that off. Alright, here's hoping that we are actually going to, wow. Those bats really cannot, they cannot handle that. Okay, you guys maybe need to, we might need to change things up a little bit over here. These are just, okay, these are depth guard with pole arms. We do have to be a little bit wary of those guys. But I'm really, really not thinking that it's a good idea for us to charge forward just yet. On this side. On this side, over here, these guys are basically done for already. I'll have you guys run up here, and you two, I guess, can just head this way. We'll see what's up. That guy's about dead. So yeah, we're obviously gonna get to collapse our formation on them pretty quickly here. I have high hopes for this. What could we be doing? I guess Shield of Thorns is not really valuable yet. And for the moment, just hold out. You, run over there and fight those guys. Yeah, we're okay aside from that. Maybe I should have these archers reposition. You know what? We're fine. Actually, here's something I'm curious about. Sorry, I know I keep pausing. I want to compare really quickly the melee stats of a huntsman. 29 melee attack, 20 defense with 25 armor against the melee stats of a deckhand mob. 17 melee attack, 15 defense, 15 armor. Just like the deckhand mob is so bad at melee combat. They do have a lot more health than we do. There's a lot more of them. Yeah, okay, so it is probably the case that a unit of huntsmen could hold out for a while, but they probably would not win that fight. Alright, we have managed to pop both of those guys, so let's get on the enemy characters. The fastest way to win this fight probably is going to be blowing out their morale, and blowing out their morale is the thing we're going to do by killing their characters. I am, really quickly, going to throw out an arrow of Karnus over here. Let's say on these guys? These guys. And you can see the... It's really dangerous to keep your exploding corpses near your own units. Bad things happen. And I guess we can actually change up some of our tactics here, because we are no longer afraid of that guy. You're attacking him. Somebody's got to catch the polearm guys and hold them in place. That's just the thing that has to happen. All right, and then we have character abilities to manage and stuff. There's actually kind of a lot going on here. All right, go fast. Go fast and murder. Okay, those guys are down. Let's have this group move forward. Looks like we're defeating the monstrous dudes pretty easily. I mean, spears are really good against big creatures. Arrows help too. Right, I think our paladin's going to be able to hack down that entire unit of enemies very quickly. Let's do some of that. Victory is already in our grasp. Stay on him, don't let him get away. Alright, I think we got this side under control probably. Let's get our lord out here and see if he can't help out with the murdering of the enemy ranged units. Well, you know what we need help with still is the murdering of these depth guard. Depth guard are considerably tougher than a lot of the things that we have to fight here. Let's go heals. And also Shield of Thorns. I think if he got this shot off, it would just kill this guy at this point, so that would probably be pretty good for us. I think you might want to run. Oh, that guy took cover in a way that was way more effective than I was expecting it to be. Alright, we are totally going to lose a unit of spears here. I was expecting us to kill the enemy lord a little faster than we did. Survive! Heals for everybody! Okay, we very nearly killed... Actually, never mind. There goes all their morale. They did actually manage to get in and punch the wizard, which is just a huge failing on my part. Alright, everybody kill Tiny Tim the Gunnery White. It's a rough day right there. I can't believe I let the wizard get punched. I feel terrible. That guy, you know, he was like, hey, do you guys want to maybe give me some of that armor? Should I have armor on? And I was like, nah, dude, don't worry about it. What could you possibly need armor for? Obviously, we don't have spare armor for him. But I'm trying to comfort him. You know, listen, it's going to be fine. You're never going to be in any real danger. And I let that fleet captain just run up and punch him right in his face.
The scouts shall never fall.
Oh, it looks like we did not quite lose that unit of spears. They stuck around.
Fill your boots, comrades.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think we actually want this settlement. It's in a province that we will never have control of, so we'll never be able to use commandments. Like, I don't think we gained anything by holding it, and it's going to be a pain to keep it from rebelling constantly. So let's just take everything of value, burn it to the ground, and that removes... Okay, Shrieking Blade, we'll move that somewhere else. Unlocking some more Regiments of Renown, that's all very interesting. We can't afford to run them at the moment. And we have closed the book on the Drowned. And you've hit level 20. What is cool at level 20 for you? Probably nothing particularly interesting. Yeah, a lot of characters get access to some neat stuff at 20, but your Legendary Lord gets their stuff usually a lot earlier. We could pull up Hold the Line now. I kind of just want to make him a better killer, though. 12% reload time, 15% missile damage for 2 points. Let's take Sure and True first. It only affects people within 40 meters of him, but that's a pretty significant buff. He's a very army-focused lord. Not so much about single combat dominance. We have elves for that, you know. Is this Archon the Black? Okay, yeah. Let's not be friends with Archon the Black. That seems like it could go bad places. All right, where are we at now? We have all of the missile upgrades that I think are important. We're getting closer to having a gold mine. This will probably be worth taking sometime soon. Leadership and speed up for infantry units. I'm not like super wild about armor plus 15 for all infantry though. That is considerably more interesting. We're getting close to running an economy that is mostly trade-based, so commodity trading might actually be a good idea. Or we could just like get ready to get another wizard. It's tough to know, man. It's tough to know what's going to turn out to be the right move. Let's maybe take grain silos, even though it's not very good, because it does unlock some stuff that's a little bit more interesting. And colonial factors will probably end up being a greater increase to our trade output than commodity trading will. And then, like, supply wagons is good to have eventually. Yeah, let's do that. We'll go through grain silos. I mean, at this point, it's going to be a very, very small increase in money, but it's still going to mean something to us. Thanks to the weird economy of our game, every little bit is way more meaningful than it is in some other games. So we're having some problems here. Our military presence is not strong enough to prevent rebellions. We do have a bunch of, you can see there's 6 points of provincial instability. That's coming from all of the settlements in the region changing hands. It'll tick down over time, so we'll be okay there. And then corruption, untainted is trending toward 50%, so we shouldn't expect to see public order from corruption change terribly. We might want to upgrade the orchards. It's another point of public order, and also it's more wine to trade. Yeah. Our capital is still Chotek, and Chotek is still sieged. But we're going to see, once that falls, all of a sudden we're going to have functional trade contracts, because our capital, I imagine, will become Sildrator, and Sildrator has a controlled road out to our port. So things are actually going to probably be a lot better for us once Chotek falls. Probably. I don't feel 100% confident of that. What's up, Lothern? Military alliance? Absolutely not. You're insane. You can never trust the computer. Now, a defensive alliance is a little bit more interesting. That makes people less likely to declare on me, and it doesn't necessarily pull me into whatever nonsense the Order of the Lore Masters is getting themselves into. It looks like they're not getting along super well with the dwarves down here. I think this is okay, though, and this will make other factions a little bit less likely to declare war on me for no reason. Yeah, I'll take that one as well. Exoatl refuses to attack us. We can have Chakwa's garrison attack Mazdamundi, and if we lose that battle, it'll cause Chakwa to be lost, and that'll open up our trade contract right away. It might be worth doing at this point. We would lose some amount of money from the buildings. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, okay, this is not going to be anything important. The camera started moving and I was like, oh god, my territory. But right, it's just because we have vision of the desert. And the exiles of Nahek should feel free to come and take over this thing I just burned down. We certainly have no use for it. Knights of Origo declare war on the Necroc Brotherhood. This means nothing to us. Clan Pestilens, which is one of the largest and most powerful Skaven clans, declared war on all of our Lizardman enemies, so I think that probably is pretty good for us. Our armies consist of noble state troops, and yet they act like a horde of free company. They loot and pillage across the countryside. Something must be done. It does sound like something must be done. 25% income up from sacking settlements for 5 turns, or 5 leadership. Honestly, I don't know that either of these are going to matter. I'm not sure we're getting into many fights in the next 5 turns. I guess I'll just click on that one. I think it's unlikely. Okay. Hostility has dissipated. And also we got a jailer, which is whatever. 1 public order. It's fine, I guess. Alright, let's get back down to Fallen Gates, because Fallen Gates is experiencing some loyalty issues. We'll get down here and get things sorted out. Valmir is going to take another point of Fervent. He's going to try to cleanse this land of its vampiric taint. And then here at Fallen Gates, this would be another 50 gold per turn. That'll pay itself off pretty quickly, even disregarding the income from the spices. So I am inclined to do that. We're probably pretty far off, unfortunately, from being able to get access to the 3rd slot here. If you're wondering why this is no longer minus a bunch, it's because we have so much plus public order from all the characters in Wolfheart's party, and he crossed over the borderline. Okay, Grey Rock Point will have proper walls next turn. I'm feeling pretty good about our new position here. I think we've really established well. So, we want to get the Mirror Pool of Tepok and Chotek's Causeway so that we can potentially launch a real attack on Hexawatl, which I think would be very beneficial to us. But I am not expecting these to actually be empty. My bet is there's Skaven beneath them.
Navigating.
I guess we're gonna find out, but I'd put money on it. Well, it seems like Archon the Black has been winning the war in the desert pretty handily. Should we... I think I said Chakwa earlier. Should we have Chotek attack and get burned? Here's the thing. Right now it's buying us time. It's keeping Mazdamundi over here. I think we want to let him hold that as long as he wants to hold it, even though it does mean we don't have any money, because we want the time to push south and pressure Hexawatl. If we take Hexawatl from him, he's going to have a hard time challenging us up here. Payment for a defensive alliance with Lothern. You know what? Yes. Yes, I will do that. Alright, we've ingratiated ourselves somewhat with the elves. I think probably mostly to our benefit. So, like, it looks like this is the only Lizardman settlement up here. The other stuff that they might hold is either empty or has been taken from them by the Skaven. So if we were to take Hexawatl, it might mean that their only base of operations is down here, which would mean that we don't have to be afraid of them quite so much. They're going to sail up and try to take out Grey Rock Point. That's going to happen at some point, which is why I'm so eagerly building a wall there. That'll buy us some time to move one of our armies into defense position. Hold on a second. Did anybody else see that? Maybe It can't possibly have said what I thought it said, but I thought one of the vampire factions that scrolled past there said Dracula clan. You know, it's a big old clan of Draculas. Can't be, right? Hold on a second. What followers does our Huntsman General have equipped? He doesn't really need a rat catcher. Can we give him, more public order? Enemy hero action success chance down. That's not really helpful for us. Okay, but he is out of other options. I guess a messenger is better than that. Just trying to make sure that we have the maximum value. Excuse me, the maximum plus public order value. We can grab Iron Disciplinarian as his last point in this box before he moves forward into the other stuff. At some point, he'll be like a good support unit as we continue to march our front forward. But for right now, he's pretty much got to stick to the job he's doing. So at this point, I guess we can just start taking killiness increases. We could get up to 10% flat damage reduction on this guy, which is definitely interesting. But he's not... The way we're using him right now, he's mostly just like shooting at people. Okay, let's head in this direction.
Covering ground.
I'm very curious to find out whether this is actually Skaven. Because, like, why would it just be sitting empty? But if it is Skaven, why haven't we seen any armies from the Skaven clan? Why haven't they attacked Hexawat? Like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me either way. Also, we can be in normal movement mode here. We may as well, just in case we get surprised by somebody. Being in march mode at the beginning of a battle is a real bummer. I don't really have a great sense of what this part of the map looks like in the Eye of the Vortex, so I have no idea where the next settlement's going to be. I haven't played the Vortex campaign all that much, and I don't think I've ever been down there in the southeastern part of it. Okay, Lothern is at war with all of the Dark Elves. That may or may not affect us. Nope. Absolutely not. No proper military alliances. Okay. Man, these are gold rank Sauruses. This would be a miserable battle. Alright, with Chotek down, we should now have proper trade. I don't know why there's no way to tell your guys to just trade out of a different port. But there isn't, so now our capital is probably Sildrator. I imagine it tries to use the large settlement in a region if it can. And Pestilence is taking over all of the other Skaven clans. Scryer is the one that held all of this territory, right? So now probably most of Lustria just belongs to Clan Pestilence. That's going to be real bad for us eventually. Okay, there's the Skaven clan that controls this area. Well, I have some bad news for them. The fact that they just ran an empty army out of that city makes me hopeful that we're going to see no troops in there.
Hunts Marshal.
I feel like we have a unit in the Hunts Marshal's army level up every single turn. Foe Seeker is pretty good for her. Melee defense and melee attack up, or hit points. I like the run speed. Let's grab the run speed first. It's a pretty significant buff. And then here's hoping that this is not well defended. Well, the thing is, I would love to look at the thing before deciding whether or not I'm going to declare war. Okay, so the Mirror Pool of Tipok is the large settlement in the area. It automatically has a wall, but it looks like it does in fact have a garrison building. Oh, maybe not. Maybe its garrison is just that large naturally. So they have a Hell Pit Abomination, which is a huge, terrifying monster. It should be very bad against Huntsmen. They have a couple of Warlock Engineers. It's weird that there's two of them, because it's not really any better than having one, since they share spellcasting resource. There's some Storm Vermin with Halberd, which are very heavily armored, very dangerous Ratmen, and then they have a bunch of garbage troops that we will kill easily. Honestly, we totally have this. There is no reason that we should have any chance of failing at this. So I guess we just go for it. We won't be able to attack them this turn because of the fact that we don't have any siege damage. We'll have to build like a ram to allow us to actually hit the wall. But yeah, you can see, now that the trade is kicked in, all of a sudden we're doing just fine. Should I bring this guy down? Hold on, let's go look at Clan Gnaw on the diplomacy thing. Do they have a real army anywhere? It looks like they don't. It looks, based on the strength bar here, probably that army that we saw is their entire military. Which is to say, it is totally safe to declare war on them.
Marcus Wolfhard. Let's go!
If they had any enemies, this would be when we would like go to their enemies and say, "Hey, I heard you have a problem. I'd love to take care of it for you in exchange for some money." But since they have no such thing, the only enemy they have is Hexawaddle, and Hexawaddle's not going to deal with us. We just push. Question now is, do we just build a ram to allow us to attack immediately? Or do we want to like try to build siege towers and take the wall from them? Their basic combat units, the clan rats, are not good. We can totally beat them with just the ground combat units we have. We have a massive range advantage. They do have a big scary monster, but almost all of my melee are spearmen, so that's... And all of our ranged have anti-large. We are not afraid of monsters. Let's do it this way. Let's just build the ram. That's the fastest way we can get into battle. A single turn of ram building. We'll get in there, we'll take the mirror pool, and then we'll close up that province as quickly as we can. Come on, show me something interesting. Nope, nothing. Alright, so now... I guess the other thing we could do is, now that we actually have some units, some money, we could recruit some of the siege damage stuff from the pool and then run it forward to join up with this army. I kind of want to... Part of me wants to just bank money for a couple of turns while we're not paying for high upkeeps, but a different part of me wants to put the steam tank into play immediately. I have a hard time denying that part of me. The thing is, it's a steam tank. We have a steam tank. We should be using a steam tank. If I put both the mortar wagons and the steam tank into the army, that would completely destroy our economic advantage. It would also mean that our army is terrifying and awesome. And right now our army's kind of bad. No, I'm just gonna do it this way. We should bank some money so that we can like make buildings and stuff. We're about to acquire a whole bunch of territory that we want to make buildings in. I apologize if this feels like the boring option. We will definitely, at the beginning of the turn, have this army march down from Sildra Tor just to participate as reinforcements. That'll help us hold the front against the Skaven a little bit. And I can't help but notice that Sildra Tor did not become our capital. Maybe it is Grey Rock Point, just because like that's the next settlement we had. In fact, I think you can see the little capital frame around the flag right there. Well, that's fine. Okay, they're moving a hero back over to annoy me, but they are not bringing their tiny army back. My suspicion is that tiny army is in the other settlement in recruitment mode right now, so we'll have to deal with that. I am expecting the Lizardmen to show up at Grey Rock Point, probably soon. So we need to be ready for that as well. We have a lot of problems. Hey Andreas, how about you go find me someone who's not Archon the Black? I need more trade. Okay, those guys are not Archon the Black.
The Empire's scouts will hear you.
How about non-aggression pact? Ah. It might be worth it for us to give these guys a gift or something. If we could get a trade route going, it would be very helpful. A medium gift is too big. That's half a turn's income.
Received.
Is that not... Hold on. Is that not going to give any benefit? There we go. Okay, 10 points. We'll have to wait a turn or two to get the advantage from that. But once that allows us to make a non-aggression pact, it'll turn into a positive feedback loop of reputation. And then we can't trade with the exiles. Would these guys take a trade agreement? They're at war with the Khemri and Greybeard's Prospectors, and I would like to be friends with those guys eventually, probably. But also trade agreement. Really, 56. They don't want any of that stuff. Alright, let's try it. Money's money. We can't afford to not be making every cent available to us. All right.
Hunt them down.
Yeah, I think we do want to bring this army down. I just want to make sure that we smash this as much as possible. And then these guys are going to have to run back to Grey Rock Point if I'm right about what the lizards are going to do. Where's my vision actually end? I can't tell what I can see. Because obviously Grey Rock Point has vision around it to some degree. We can't add like Chotek, this area down here is in the Fog of War, but it's not super clear to me where the border of the Fog of War is. Somewhere over here. Basically, I'm worried about how much information how much warning we're gonna get when they sail for Grey Rock. I don't know. We're not gonna recruit anything crazy. We're just gonna throw some more bodies at this.
They will fall. Time to
Okay.
move.
It looks like we could just auto-resolve it, maybe? That would be... No, we should manually resolve sieges. Auto-resolve... Sometimes... auto-resolve is really weird on sieges. Sometimes it will decide the wall means that everybody in the attacking army dies before winning. Sometimes, as you saw with the Lizardman thing, it seems like it doesn't have any effect at all. If you have more siege towers, it tends to work out better for you, but with just one ram, I'm worried about what the auto-resolver would do to our army. What we're going to do is we're going to figure out where the reinforcements come in. We're going to stack up the rest of our guys on the other side of the map. When the reinforcements come in, they're just going to charge the wall and climb over. And they're coming in like dead center. That's a little awkward. Am I allowed to start the unit with the ram? No. Even though this unit does in fact have Vanguard deployment, I am not allowed to start them further forward. Okay, so the question then is, do we start people near the ram, or do we spread out as much as possible? I'm just thinking, like, in terms of getting them to be spread out along the wall. Probably we want to stay together. Let's have a bunch of our units over here, away from the dangers posed by the towers. Alright, your job is just to go to that gatehouse and ram it really hard. Maybe they'll survive, who knows? We do have to be a little bit careful. Grouping up like crazy is not always a good idea when the enemy has Warlock Engineers. Can I get the stat card for that guy? Because Warlock Engineers have this Warp Lightning spell. It does have a little bit of an AoE. So we probably don't actually want to advance in the formation that we're in right now, but what we do definitely want to do is get these Huntsmen over here ready to fire. And I suppose all of the characters need to get up there as well. And I mean, the rest of the melee have to approach too. I guess we are just going to be kind of stacked up. It's just how things are going to be. Alright, go. Climb the wall. It's inconvenient. I wish they would show up all at once. So we're going to try to kill some of these dudes off of the wall. Looks like the ram's not really taking a lot of fire. Their towers are very focused on this side. The ram is almost far enough forward to not be shootable anymore. And with everybody all grouped up like this, we're just gonna throw on some physical resistance. Yeah, somewhere right about here, I think. Seems good. So what do they have up on the wall? Actually, they don't have any melee troops on the wall at all. They're... Clan rats. Where are those storm vermin? Okay, they're keeping the storm vermin way back in reserve. That being the case, I'm gonna throw some spears at this wall. I thought for sure they would have the storm vermin up front to prevent me from just climbing the wall. Actually, you know what? You guys get over here and prepare to climb those ladders after them. On this side, we'll put these guys up. Alright. Oh, right! I forgot all about this. This is the thing we gotta talk about. The Skaven. summon units from under the ground to harass you. There are Skaven everywhere, it turns out. Fortunately, we have some reasonably good melee characters who can come over here and just cut these dudes to pieces with their fancy run-fast abilities. Probably, though, we should pull the mage away. Now, these are just normal clan rats. They are not very good fighters. I am not concerned. I don't think we're in any danger. We just got to keep them out of the archers, because, you know, archers. Although our archers are a little bit less vulnerable to silly nonsense than a lot of archer units. Can we hit this guy over the wall? I would love it if we could put him away. Yeah, all that anti-large is going to add up real quickly. Hell Pit Abominations are cool units. I have rarely seen one get much done, though, because monsters are way more vulnerable than you might think. That was even faster than I thought it was going to be, and now we're back to shooting their wizard. They have summoned another unit of guys here. Let's get all the characters from this force to come back and fight. And I mean, our Lord can melee combat as well a little bit. Our spell, or our pool of stuff is full here. We should probably keep casting. Also, somebody over here came in after I issued the final order. Oh, right, Velmir himself. Yeah, you get up there, we'll figure out what to do with you later. There's that warp lightning. Fortunately, they fired it at the hero rather than at my large group of units, so not a lot of collateral damage. So this is a thing the Skaven do that's actually very annoying. You see how they sort of like get a bunch of circles drawn all over them when they start retreating? That makes them run incredibly fast. The Huntsman doing a great job of picking targets for us. So when they break, they tend to get away, and then they reform later and come back in. It looks like this group won't really be a problem because they're going to get chased off the edge of the map. You know what? That's a thing you can leave to Kalara. Yeah, okay, they ran off the map. Cool. I really like our extremely versatile heroes. Our party of the feel of this campaign having a party of adventurers is really neat. All right, we're beating those guys. We're bashing away at the wall. We're getting some damage done on the wall. Oh, their lord is thinking about running back into range here. Skaven have serious morale issues, so if we were to kill their lord, I think it would probably end the battle pretty quickly after. Jesus, look at the volley. Come on, get him. Alright, they're not quite getting him. If you're asking the question, hey, it seems like they can sure summon a lot of those groups of free rats. How many times do they get to do that? The answer is, like, a lot. It depends on how much Skaven corruption there is in the region, and also I think there are some buildings and stuff that can affect it. You can certainly build for having more free summons, but it could be like a dozen times. Let's see here. They are still technically in control of this tower somehow, despite the fact that they are clearly all of their units over here are dead. As soon as the towers are clear, we can move our ranged units out into a little bit better formation. And we're climbing the walls everywhere else. Yeah, this battle's about over. This is going about how I thought it would go. Yeah, this is what I was talking about with this Skaven having severe morale issues. It's really like, it's incredible how quickly they give up. Alright, here comes the part that might be a little bit dangerous. Where is Wizard Man? Let's get him closer to the gate. These, the Storm Vermin are the only units in the enemy army that I'm at all worried about. There we go. That's going to be a good one. You can see, they're tough. Okay, so what we have to do here... Oh, could you guys please kill that wizard? That would be great. What we have to do here is, first of all, make sure that we are healing these guys up on the wall. And secondly, if we manage to get our handgunners mostly up onto the wall without the storm vermin interrupting us, and we get to just fire down off the wall into them, that's going to make real short work of them. If not, we're going to need these guys in better shooting position. Although, actually, hold on. Their range is pretty considerable. They can't quite shoot at them yet. Let's have all of our archers focus on that. I know we don't have a ton of armor piercing, but we can, I'm sure, get some work done. And I think it's probably time for the D&D party to get in here and start really getting some battle done. It's like the Skaven, the free Skaven, have been content to run outside of the map very quickly, which has been really good for us. Alright, shields up, everybody. It's going to be like a small amount of friendly fire here, probably. Now let's get battle stats up. Yep, our units are going to lose straight up in melee with storm vermin badly, but if we can just hold them in place and let the arrows do the arrow thing, this is actually maybe going to work out for us. I'm so happy to have a wizard. And like you can see, a lot of the spells for the life wizard, the jade wizard, have a pretty significant area of effect. Every single time we cast, we're healing. Alright. 2 units of swords go over there. You guys push those guys. And the ranged units on the wall need to get down there and take control of the enemy center, which will demoralize them even more than they are currently demoralized. Let's get all of our characters inside the wall if we could real quick. We are unfortunately just about out of magic juice. That Warlock Engineer, is he really just in there like jabbing people with his little staff? He is. What a hero. Guys, use your sword. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't use your swords. They're all just kicking him. Ridiculous.
No shoddy contraptions here. Our weapons are yours. Sigma guides us.
Alright, that is definitely the new target. Why do I have archers? Oh, I have archers running inside because they're chasing the guys they were trying to kill over there. Okay, never mind. Problem solved. Yeah, the force pushing the enemy center would have broken that battle in a minute anyway. That went exactly as well as I imagined it going. We didn't really suffer any major losses, and we completely broke. Like, this faction is over now. That was almost certainly the majority of their recruitment and economic structures. They have one tiny settlement left. We'll take that. And then we're in a position to just launch an attack on Hexawaddle's heart. And I'm very excited about the prospect of getting my hands on a gold mine. So once we've done that, we'll be insulated by the New World colonies from some of the orc and lizardmen aggression that we'll be facing. But the Hexawaddle is just like due north and not very far north of some of those Blue Viper settlements. So we're going to be back in contact with the Blue Vipers, and we're going to have an actual like battle plan. It's also possible, given that Hexawaddle has a gold mine and a functioning economy, it's possible that when we get to Hexawaddle, we're going to find there's an entire stack of dudes in there. Oh man, I'm gonna loot and occupy here. I don't want to sack it because I don't want to not capture it, but I think we need that money. Hostility increased. Story of my life.
The expedition is eager.
I'm like overjoyed about the way this is going though. Even better at murdering. Even better at helping other people murder. And you are kind of the opposite of that. You are doing the opposite of murdering everybody. So this replenishes, this is a bigger heal, and also it restores people's vigor. It's very powerful, but it's a lot more expensive than the heal we have now. Or we could take the Dwellers Below, which is actually a really powerful damage spell. I'm going to grab this. That might not be the right move.
A successful foray.
I am uncertain. Alright, let's look at our new territory here. Oh wow, it came with a Tailor's Guild already built up in it. I'm surprised by that. So we're going to have to pay some portion of our ill-gotten gains to repair the damage, or we could just destroy the buildings, but in this case, like, a Tailor's Guild is absolutely a thing I was looking forward to building. And then... yeah, and then we have some interesting options available to us. Paved roads might be a good idea here. Or maybe just, you know, we should take fields, both because we want to upgrade the region itself and because we want the casualty replenishment rate bonuses. Without people back home, we are seeing a pretty big drop in our public order. What's going to be our best way of dealing with this? We probably have to send this army back home. I would love to attack Hexawaddle with both stacks. Maybe what we should do is take Valmir Helborg forward and see what's going on at Chotek's Causeway. Like, we know they don't have much of an army, if they have an army at all. Okay, this is their army right now. They're in mustering mode, but it's, at the moment, it's 2 units of clan rats. And Hellkeek. The Skaven warlords are actually pretty solid fighters. But I'm certainly not afraid of him. I think I'm going to not upgrade this area. Let's see, we could upgrade Greyrock points. Wharf for 50 extra. Yeah, I don't think this is worth doing. 10 growth and 50 extra income for 4,400 gold is not going to cut it. So I think what we're doing now is nothing. I think we're cool. Sildra Tor could do that. 3,000 gold. That's pretty harsh still. We could upgrade Sulfurettes, and that would at least let us build another economic building eventually. That's also very expensive. We're saving this money to use for military stuff. So let's just pass the turn. Also, I need to really quickly run back over our heroes and see what needs to be done to upgrade them. I know that for a couple of them we have to take out settlements that are over here. I think one of them is fight lizardmen, which obviously we will do. I don't remember what the other one was. To make sure that we're not missing opportunities to do the things they need. And Clan Pestilence is huge and incredibly powerful. It's possible that we will be able to end our campaign without having to fight them. I think if we can pull that off, it would be a really good idea. Aw, that guy engineered a magical earthquake, which is going to damage the buildings in the mirror pool. I guess we had that coming.
Respect is
a Beastman horde has been rampaging across the Empire States. Okay, who do we want to help out here? We can heighten tensions to increase favor from Stirland. I do wish that I had like a set of meters or something so I could remember who I had favored in the past. Growth -3 in all provinces is functionally no penalty at all. Recruitment cost up is not great. I think this is the worst of the options we have here. An increase in hostility level is probably not actually good for us right now because we're not... like, we already have so many units in the reinforcement pool. I think I'm going to just divert supplies. It doesn't really hurt us. All major port owners have become known to each other via diplomacy. The raging sea god Stromfels has gone missing, perhaps blown too far south by the arcane tempest that is consuming the world. With his absence, the great ocean is becalmed. The denizens of this world sense an opportunity. It is now no longer for the elves to dominate the seas alone. Other powers seek to ply the oceans, hunt for treasures, and expand their empires abroad. Alright, so we now have a vision of some new people. Let's see who wants to trade. Hey, Knights of Origo.
Bow before the rightful lords of this land.
Nope. Okay. Hey, where are those guys that we gave a gift to? Sudenberg.
The Empire's scouts will hear you. Unachievable.
For some reason, that 0 has not increased yet, but it's trending toward a positive value. Wait, are the Khemri... Okay, the Khemri don't own a port. I was expecting this to give us contact with the big Tomb King nation that the followers of Nagash are at war with, but I guess we wouldn't be able to trade with them anyway, so it's not a big loss.
Only the dedicated.
You have to spend 4 skill points in the previous group. Okay. Well, I'm thinking reload time reduction, maybe? Obviously, this will make him better at killing characters, where reload time reduction is probably better for killing lots of little units. I guess it's important to kill characters. I know we have a lot of that already, but I kind of feel like you can't have too much.
General. All right.
So Halkeek is doing a thing that I think is probably pretty bad. I think the move here is let's run over to Chotek's Causeway and hit it with both of our armies. Somebody's going to have to turn around and be ready to hold Grey Rock Point, and by somebody, of course, I mean this guy. And then because... hold on. Let's check the diplomacy thing. If this is Clan Naw's last settlement... Oh, it's not. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, then they'll be suffering serious army attrition from not having any buildings, but they probably own something over here. We know they don't own both of those, though, so that's interesting. Maybe one of those is legitimately empty. Alright. You guys... come over right hereabouts. Yeah, the fact that I'm not allowed to move closer to Chotek's Causeway is a dead giveaway that that's a controlled settlement and not actually a ruin. Obviously, we know that already. Let's see if they have a wall. If they have a wall, we can figure something out. They don't. They don't. This is a place where we can absolutely just take an auto-resolve.
Annexation complete.
Okay, the forests of the Viper are mine. And we did. We finally did it. We maintained control of 2 provinces. Thanks, Barry. Issue a commandment, okay? Got some guys here. Okay, Hedge Wizard, that's a pretty good follower. The Seed of Rebirth. Constant hit point replenishment as long as he's in melee. We should probably pass that along to one of the melee heroes. Roderick. Roderick might be a good carrier for the Seed of Rebirth. Oh, is it a talisman? In that case, I think he'll keep his. I do notice we have some enchanted items, though, that nobody's wearing. I think we'll give him a potion of healing. We have so many unequipped characters and stuff. I need to go through all this. I'm not going to worry about giving him a rogue. Let's give him the pit fighter. I'll do this off camera after the end of this this video. We'll figure it out. Okay, so the mirror pool was... Oh man, it's not just damaged, it also got downgraded, which deleted a building slot. That really sucks, actually. I love the fact that Chotek's Causeway had an economic building in it, though. That's great. Now, let's go ahead and upgrade this right now. And I think this is the moment when we want to make some moves on our troop types. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to recruit some of our resource units into Halborg's army, then trade them with this army, and then Halborg's going to walk back home, probably. Right, so yeah, Sildrator still needs to be watched. So, we're definitely grabbing the steam tank. I want this rocket battery. We can get some mortar wagons. We probably don't also need a cannon. Kind of want the other mortar wagon, though. Let me think. Like, what will we trade out of that army? We'd probably trade out just some of the random melee. So my question, really, the thing we got to ask here is, with 2 mortars and a Hellstorm rocket battery, are we reducing the front line of that army by too much? Are we making them too weak? Also, what am I looking at here? I'm looking at an increase of about 1,200 upkeep per turn. I think we can afford to do even like this.
Tracker of distinction.
Then we'll swap some of these guys out. So all of this stuff in. We're definitely going to trade out some spears for some halberds. And we'll go like... We'll keep Sigmar's sons, I guess.
We always had the upper hand.
We probably don't want to drop any huntsmen out of this army. Do we really want to, like... We would end up looking like that, right? That's not good. That's too few melee. You know what we should probably do? We should have Herdfig step back out of the army. We'll give back one of the spearmen. Can I have him do that right now? Does he have any movement left? He does. Little tiny bit. Alright, so we'll pass back one of these spear units. So then we have only 5 units of melee in the army. This happens sometimes with these armies that are real character heavy. But our killing power is tremendously increased. It's just that we're more vulnerable to a push from like a bunch of Sauruses or something. Maybe we do pass one of the huntsman units back, like do that. Or it's the one that's lowest rank. So that gives us 6 units of melee. I mean, plus Roderick. But when I'm talking about units of melee here, I'm talking about units that have stopping power. If Roderick runs into a group of Sauruses or something, that group of Sauruses can still keep running forward as he's fighting like a couple of them. So he's not going to be able to keep them out of the archers, for example. Let's do it like that. I'm pretty comfortable with this army for Wolfheart. I think we've got a thing going here. And then these guys are going to turn around and go back home and play defense. Yeah, happy with it. So now we know that he's not going to find anything new. You know what? Why don't you go search this? That's probably just Skaven, but if it's not, we can do a puzzle and maybe get some money. Oh, okay, it's not. Cool. To access the Old One's treasure, solve the puzzle. A die has 6 faces. May the fates keep them rolling high, especially if you're making a ward save. Okay. Alright, so we gotta figure out what is supposed to be here. Alright, it's this, right? Because here we have this shape at the bottom of this arrow. So it's this guy. That was an easy one. Pay 600 gold to get 1,000 gold and also some armor. And we're definitely taking on colonial factors. A 10% increase in trade income is another 226 gold right now, which I am eager to have. Oh, and we get a commandment here. Well, it's almost certainly got to be a Festdog, right? Right now we're holding okay because we have so many characters in the area, but that's gonna... Man, maybe it's not. Maybe we don't do a Festdog. Maybe we intentionally provoke a rebellion and have this guy put it down on his way out. And then we have 2 tap rooms. So public order should be okay here once we get it to stabilize. Well, I guess we're taking a -10 public order penalty just this turn. Yeah, you know what? There's not going to be a rebellion. Okay, and then we have the money to potentially do stuff up here. And now that we know what our military finances look like, I'm much more comfortable spending up here. Maybe finish off the Vintner. Public order increases is okay, and the wine is also good. And what we really need is to expand this building. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and build up sulfurettes, and we will build that military structure, or we will build that economic structure now. I think that's okay to do. Nussbacher got himself a skill point. At some point, he needs to just come home and be the magic guy for the second army. Although I guess we want a fire wizard for that, don't we? Alright, and obviously we're in no danger of reprisal from Clan Gnaw at the moment. We need to figure out what this province actually is, because I don't remember if Maku Peaks is in the same province. That's bad. It's probably really bad for Clan Gnaw, but it's bad for us too, because now we know there's an army belonging to Axolotl in this area. Okay, and all the Dark Elves are going to war with all the High Elves. Hopefully that stuff will just keep happening to our northeast without dragging us into it. I would really hate to get dragged into Elf Bowl at this moment. We have other problems. And if Hexawaddle has an army down here, maybe it's not safe for my secondary army to fall back. So yeah, Clan Gnaw has no settlements left. This is a desperation behavior you sometimes see from the AI.
I am the hunt's marshal.
Where they're just like, we gotta take something right now, right this second, or else all of our armies are gonna starve to death.
Ready to do the guild's bidding.
Hey, look at that. We did it. We issued a commandment. Even more public order. Okay, I think let's take these level up points, and then this is probably where we're going to end it for today. We'll finish off Destroy the Heart. And also, we're not getting anywhere near running out of ammunition. We could take 3% move speed, which is like fine, I guess. But we use her to do melee combat enough that I think this is the way to go. And I love that she's a viable melee combatant. I'm really enjoying the versatility that we have here. So towers and siege battles I don't care about. Yeah, I guess this is fine. We don't really want any of the stuff in here, but we have to spend 4 points in this box to get extra powder, which we do absolutely want, especially now that we have proper siege units again. And you, do we want to get upgraded dwellers below, or do I also want to have access to regrowth? We also have a couple of other things here. Just a boost to our Winds of Power Magic Reserve, or Winds of Magic Power Reserve, which is fine. It's just more magic in the bar. And Earthing lowers our miscast chance, so we're better at overcasting. Right now, he can't overcast anything. That's not true. We could overcast Awakening of the Wood. Oh, and Earthblood. Yeah, maybe it is the miscast chance. We also could get him a mount, but I don't really want him on horseback. Like, him on horseback is fine. Obviously, he'd be better at running away from people who are trying to punch him. But I want him to end up on an Imperial Pegasus, and when I take this, I don't want to have wasted a skill point on an earlier mount, so we're gonna ignore that for now. And I'm gonna grab Earthing. We actually conceivably might be doing some double casts or some overcasts, so we'll protect ourselves from that. And we have another skill point somewhere? Oh, Velmir. Okay, it's probably Iron Disciplinarian for him. So next level he'll get Irrepressible, which is not great, really. But then Lightning Strike and a bunch of Casualty Replenishment Rate and Upkeep cost down for all of his units. All of those are really, really good. And then he can be the recruiter, and he can funnel units to the other armies. And yeah, I think we're set up for victory here. We're in a really, really good place now. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm having a lot of fun with this campaign. This has been really cool so far. I hope you guys are enjoying it, even 3/4 as much. Come back next time, tomorrow, for a renewal of hostilities with Hexawaddle. Hopefully successful renewal of hostilities. And we'll see you then.